We are now going to install the entire set of Jscore programs and utilities. Jscore, the scoreboard component. Jscore Manager, the event management component. The document template library, which is used to dynamically produce pull sheets, knockout sheets, and results sheets, tightly integrated with Microsoft Word. And finally, the databases. This is a MySQL installation, which by default runs standalone. However, if you already have a MySQL server that you wish to use, then this can easily be configured. So now let's open the browser and enter the address for the installation manager: http://bjj-score.com/installer/publish.htm. In the dialog that appears, you are given the option to download .NET Framework 4.7.2 by clicking on the Install button. This is usually only necessary if your copy of Windows is not up to date. Usually, you can simply click the underlined launch link. If this fails, then try again by first installing the new .NET Framework. Clicking the launch link will first of all download the installer. Next, click Open, then click Install on the next dialog. Windows Defender does not yet know about the Jscore applications, and so intercepts the installation process. Simply click on the More Info link. Then click Run Anyway. This will install and initialize the installer application. We are now presented with 4 options. Notice also that there has been an installer icon created and deposited on the desktop. First of all, we shall select the Install Documents option. We are presented with a dialog to select the directory into which the documents templates will be installed. We can use an existing directory, such as My Documents, or create a new one. We will create a new one. Once we have created the directory and selected it, the documents repository will download and install. The installer will display the installation directory, and also create a registry key so that Jscore Manager will know where to find the templates. In order to use the documentation feature, you must have Microsoft Word installed, or another application which can service the .docx document format. Now we will select the database installer. Repeating the process we used for the documents, we create a new directory for the database installation, select it, and allow the installer to install it. This will take a little longer, depending on your broadband connection, as the download is a bit larger. Once downloaded, the installer will display the directory to which the standalone database has been installed, and will update the registry with a key so that Jscore Manager will know where to find it. A feature of Jscore Manager is that on startup, it has the ability to start the database server if it isn't running. Now we will install BJJScore. Once again, select the launch link, and follow the same process to download, and also to ignore Windows Defender's attempt to intercept the installation. Notice the Jscore icon has now been created on the desktop. Double-click this to complete the installation process. This will create a registry key for Jscore, and update the installer dialog. Finally, we will install Jscore Manager. Once again, select the launch link to install the application, and follow the same steps to download, and prevent Windows Defender blocking the installation. Jscore Manager now starts up. It attempts to detect a database installation, and as it can't find one, it presents a dialog to set the server IP address. This is the address which instances of Jscore and Jscore Manager will use to talk to the database. In this instance, we have installed a standalone database. However, we could be using a separate MySQL server. In either case, we will select the Yes option. Now we are being asked if this machine is hosting the database. If we select yes, the current machine's IP address is stored in the registry, and broadcast by Jscore Manager to all computers on the local subnet. If we select no, we are given the opportunity to enter the IP address of the server that is hosting the MySQL database instances. Again, Jscore Manager will broadcast this to all machines on the local subnet, so that Jscore instances can also talk to the database. Click Close to shut down Jscore Manager. And that's it. The entire system is installed on the current machine. You can now use the installer link to install the Jscore scoreboard application on as many computers as you like. As long as they are on the same IP subnet, they will be able to see each other. Sometimes Windows or other firewalls will block communication between the Jscore server and clients. In this case, you will need to add a rule to your firewall software to permit communication on port 3306, both UDP and TCP. You may need to do this on both client and server computers. Now, before you can use the features of Jscore Manager, you will need to register with the Jscore server to create a login. Double-click the Jscore Manager icon. If, as is the case here, the database server is not currently running, and you have it locally installed, as in this case, simply click Start Local Server. This will take you to the login screen. If your MySQL instance is configured and running on another server, you will not see this dialog, but will be taken directly to the login dialog. Next, click on the Register link. This will open the registration dialog. Fill out this form with your name, email address, password, and a secret, which can be used to recover your password, should you forget it. Click Register. And that's it. You can now use your email address and password to run Jscore Manager. Next, try logging in with the credentials you created. You are now presented with the main menu of Jscore Manager. The system has been pre-populated with some dummy events for you to play with, and to help you to quickly learn how to use Jscore and Jscore Manager's powerful features. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that it will make the installation process simple and pain-free.